Hello, my name's Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au and Temple of Balance on Facebook, and I'm bringing you a video talking about smudge bowls, smudging, how to work with it, what it means, what it is, and all that sort of stuff based on my experience, of course. So this might be different from what you know about smudge bowls or smudging, but I'm just sharing what I know and what works for me, and just take on board what feels right and let the rest go. So smudging. Smudging to me is about working with sacred smoke to cleanse, usually. So you can work with your sacred smoke like using an incense, or you can use a smudge stick like this, similar to this. Usually the smudge sticks are made of sage, dried sage. This particular one isn't. It's got gum leaves or eucalyptus leaves and all different things in it. But usually they collect the sage sticks or the leaves that they're using and bundle it all together and let it dry. And when it dries, then we can light it and use that smoke to help us with whatever we need help with at the time. So these are smudge bowls. These are smudge bowls I make. And this is one without sand in it. So this is what they usually look like inside and outside, although I've got a few different ones. And then I've collected some Tasmanian sand, which sits in the bottom. Now, why would we put sand in the bottom? Because we're going to use this bowl to snuff out our smudge stick. So this will last quite a long time depending on how often that we use it. So when we've lit it, we'll use it, and then we're finished using it for now, then we'll put the smoke out by using that sand in the bottom of the bowl, and then it sits in there waiting for next time. So let's go through what to do with your sage. Now let's say you've just bought a bowl from me and it's come with a little bag of sand. So you take the sand out of the bag and pop it into the bottom of your bowl. It's just going to sit in there, and there'll be plenty in there for what it needs to do. So that is the sand. So pop that in there, and then you've got your smudge stick. So you can get that out of the bag unless you've got another one that you prefer to use, and then you can light it. Please excuse my inexperience with lighting these things, because I'm not familiar with using lighters or matches, but I've got one of these burner things, and I'll hold it up so you can see. Usually when it's unlocked, you need to just hold the flame up a bit, and see, I hold the smudge stick up so the flame goes up the stick. So what we're trying to do is create a nice burning parts there at the bottom. Excuse my lack of technical wording here. But so just getting that really nice. Now sometimes the smudge sticks will actually kind of have flames coming out like this, so you can just lightly blow on it. And sometimes lightly blowing it too will help just keep it going. So you just keep going with that until you have it as light as much as you want to, and start smelling that beautiful smoke. So that's quite nice. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's starting to smudge, and it's this much a light on the end right now. That's going to start going out, but some that are really dry will actually keep going and burn it actually really quite well. So with the smudge stick going, then we can use it. So what are we going to use it for? There's lots of different things we can do with it. I like to smudge myself before I go into a meditation, because I find that if I'm going into a meditation in a clearer state of mind, if I'm feeling clearer within myself, if I've let go of my worries, my pressures, my negative thinking, that sort of thing, then I'm more prepared than I would be if I didn't do that for the actual meditation experience. You can smudge yourself if you're feeling stressed or pressured. If you're highly emotional, if you're really struggling, you can work with the sacred smoke to cleanse your body, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. You can work with the smudge stick and go around your home or different rooms in your home or your office to cleanse those areas. I'll show you how to do that too in just a minute. So you can use your smudge stick to smudge other people that give you permission to smudge and cleanse them. You can do it just because you enjoy the smell or you enjoy the fragrance. You might want to do it just before you start or participate in a healing session. You might want to smudge your drum if you've got a shamanic drum. Of course, not holding it too close. You don't want to burn a hole in it, but you can work with the smoke because it's the smoke that's important. So there's all different things that you can use your sacred smoke for. You can use an incense in the same way just by working with that smoke. So it's just smoke that's important. Let's look at smudging our body to begin with. So let me just light this again. And I'm just going to give you an example of how I smudge my body. Now, you may have learnt in a different way, or you may even do it in a different way if you're already doing smudging. So that's okay. This is what works for me, which is fine for me. And that's all I can share with you, what I know based on my experience. So once the smoke's going, and we've got smoke coming out, incense or a smudge stick, I always like to start at my heart. And I just hold my smudge stick here. And let me zoom out just a little bit here. So, oops. So you can see me a bit better in what I'm doing. So I hold it here at my heart and I just sweep the smoke. So I'm just sweeping the smoke into my heart, into my throat, and taking some deep breaths. And just letting myself calm down. So I'm smelling the beautiful smudge stick, and I'm just allowing myself to catch my breath. And then what I do is I sweep the smoke over my body, just like I'm cleaning my body in the shower, my physical body. I'm giving my body an energy clean. So I'm sweeping smoke over me, holding the intention or the thought of clearing away any negative energy or unwanted energy. I will run it down the tops of my arms, swap hands, down the top of my other arm, then underneath my arm and underneath my other arm. And then I run the smoke, if you could imagine I'm doing this, continuing to go down my body all the way down to my feet, up through my legs just a little bit, and just across the back. I can hold the intention of going over the back as well. You don't have to have someone do it and get every little square inch of your body. It can just be the idea or the intention of spreading it through your back. So that's basically how I smudge my body. If I'm about to start a meditation, if I'm feeling stressed, pressured, if I'm going through a really big healing time, or if I need to do a lot of releasing, then I will run the smudge over my body. If I'm feeling just like I want to, I just feel like I want to, I might not even have a reason, then I will do it then as well. So that's that. Now, let's say that we want to smudge a room or a room or a house. I always start at the door, the external door that's closest to me, and I will just, excuse my back, I would just push that smoke around all the walls, all the corners, starting from one door and moving around all of the walls, all the way around the home or the room, wherever you are, until I get back to that very door again on that other side. I will spend extra attention in corners, behind TVs, behind couches or furniture, and just go down into that space or that corner that might not get used much. So that's what I would do too. If there's a desk or chairs that people sit in, or if you feel like there's an uncomfortable feeling in your home after someone that was really stressed came in, you might want to go over your chairs and also any other furniture that people sit on. Before I start an event, a healing event, I will go around the room with the smudge stick, and I'll also smudge every single chair to help clear all the old energy from all the bums that have sat on that seat before, and help just clear the energy to be as best as it can be at that time. So if you're smudging an object like a crystal, a drum, an instrument, anything like that that you feel needs a cleanse, then you can just hold your smudge stick, your smoke over, under that object, and just let the smoke run through while you're holding the intention of it clearing. Your intention is really important, so keep your intention of creating some clearing that old energy. So if it was this that I was smudging, for example, then I would just move that smudge stick and the smoke over and around, probably like that on the inside if there was nothing in it, but holding that intention that that smoke is clearing any negative energy or any energy that might be attached there. You don't have to be obsessive about it. I mean, I don't smudge my house very often, probably every 4 or 6 months perhaps, just when I feel like I need it. If you're feeling particularly pressured, or if people in your home or your workplace are really stressed out, then you might want to do it more often. So just see how you go and what you feel. Now, it's important to make sure your smudge stick is out. So use your sand and just blot it out like this in the bottom of the bowl. Check on it, blow a little bit, make sure there's no bits that are still on fire, and just pat it out. And then that's ready to light and use next time. Now, if you don't make sure it's all out, it can actually burn the whole thing away over time, which happened to me once. I nearly burnt the house down. It actually burnt away and fell on the floor and burnt a nice smudge shape hole in the floor and into the floorboards. So it was quite close. If that was under a curtain or something, then goodness knows what might have happened. So make sure your smudge stick is out, well and truly out. That's why I love these big bowls, because you can really make sure your smudge stick stays in that bowl. So that's fantastic. So I think that's all I really need to say about how to smudge and how to work with your smudge bowl and your smudge stick. So have fun. Remember, it's your intention that's really important. And if you don't have a smudge stick, you can always use your incense. You can use a crystal. You can even use your hand to sweep over and give yourself a cleanse, or the room or the house or wherever you may be. So don't feel like it has to be a smudge stick, but it's the intention that's important with whichever tool that you are using. So thanks for watching, and if I've got smudge bowls on my website, please go and have a look. I might have some, I might not, I'm not sure. Depends when you watch this video. So just go to templeofbalance.com.au and look up the pottery tab, and I will connect with you again in a video very soon. Thanks for watching. Namaste.